Hey, you little beekeeper monkeys, how are you doing today? What's old Steve-O up to today? I got a little B50. I used to make a lot of bowstrings for my traditional bows and stuff, and I used red and black together. I'd use 14 strands total, I'd use 7 strands of this. B50, it's a wax string, it's tough stuff. You're probably thinking, what is he doing now? What is he up to now? Here I got a needle. Look at this old bent needle. It's a cutter, it's a leather cutter needle. It's got 3 sides sharpened on it. I've never sharpened it. This thing has got, it's gone through miles of deer cape. Yeah, I used to do a little taxidermy back in the day, and I would sew up deer heads with this. Those days are done. I enjoyed that. I made a pretty good little side income with it back in the day, yeah. So what I'll do here is this, and I'm going to go around here like so, and go through here once, twice, and I'm going to make this nice little knot here, doubled. Just had some black seed oil. It's tickling my throat. I just had some cod liver oil. Every morning I do it. Cod liver oil and black seed oil. Black seed oil will kill about any heebie-jeebies in your body. So now I've got these 2 legs here. We're going to cut them off. Like so. We'll throw that in the trash. We'll take our little grill lighter here. And I'm going to melt a little bead on this here. Like so. And then you're saying, Steve-O, what are you going to do? Sew up Miss Daisy or something? No, we're not. All right. Well, what I did, I was out there looking. I saw a cool tool out there. I said, man, I got to have one of them. I don't like grabbing queen bees. Okay? Look what I got. I got a whole bunch of these pipes. Queen catcher pipes. Now, it's different than the one Man Lake sells. Man Lake sells one that looks like a little glass bulb on there. I'm sure it's plastic just like these China things here. All right, but what you've got here, and this isn't airtight, by the way. You can see there's a seam here where they sandwiched it together. It comes with a foam plug, like all of them do. But you can see here that this one is kind of a elongated hole on it. But it's perfect size for you find your queen on a frame, right? Instead of grabbing her with your hands, you can come right over there and sit this right over her. She'll crawl up into this. Once she starts crawling up this tube here, you shove that foam plug in there. Now you got her trapped over here, right? You got her trapped over here. There's a plug in this end, but when these come, most of them are shoved, these plugs are shoved down in here and they're hard to keep. You about have to have a needle with you to get them out. So, what Steve-O's going to do to make these easy is take this needle right here that I just loaded up, and we're going to shove this needle right through this foam plug. This is a pretty good little foam plug here. Just shove that plug through like so. You're going to pull it all the way through like that. Now you got that nice knot on that. It won't pull out, all right? Now we're going to cut this off. I've got an overkill of line here. No big deal. We're going to nip that off, set our needle down. Then we're going to pull up our 2 lines. And now I want to create a little loop at this top end. So I'm going to just go here once. And I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to leave a little tag here. About 1.5 inches or so, see, from that plug. Something you can just grab onto easily. We're going to come over again shove it back through here like so. Pull this knot up. There we go. That's good enough right there. I'm going to pull on both of these legs here. There we go. Got her tightened up. Yeah, one of these, okay, one of these in Mann Lake was almost $17. Really? You know, went out on Amazon, China made. I got 10 of these for $8 and change. 10 of these. So yeah. So you're probably going to break some, lose some, whatever. But if you're in the field, let that melt down. Now you got a nice little bead on there. Now the ones that see, you can just shove this all the way home it up. You can shove it inside. Now you got a nice little grip here. You can pull it right out. You don't got to get a needle or nothing, dig around in there. You got a nice little plug there, just like that. Now, I took a needle, a T-pin actually, a T-pin. I fired up my little torch and I had it here, and I locked it into a vice grip, the T-pin, my torch, and I melted a little hole, blowhole right here. About, I don't know, bigger than an eighth, about maybe 3/16 hole. I melted and rounded it out to where I can put my lips on here. Once I trap my queen, I can blow in. I stick this nozzle inside a queen cage, and I can blow gently and watch her push her on into the cage. Don't get crazy with that, because you could slam her in the back of that cage and hurt her. Okay, so you have to be delicate. Or you can just set it down. She'll crawl in there. You can watch her, and then you can put this plug, once she's in the cage, you can put this plug back in. If you want some attendants to go in with her into that cage, you can go around inside, pull this out, and go around in your hive and stick this over. Let 4 or 5 worker bees go up in here, cork it back off, pull the cork, put your thumb over it, make sure she don't come up, stick that in, and let those tenants go on in there with her. So I just thought I'd show you this little quickie tricky that I came up with on this. Yeah, and I mean, you can spread it out like that. You don't need to. You can hook your finger and pull it, but you don't need to. There's enough knot ball on there to just grab this and just pull it out. But so I got 4 more to do. I did up 5 of these and gave them to Martin for his operation. And these are beauty too. You could just, you know, they're not that big. You could shove a bunch of them in a pocket, or if you had 2 pockets, shove a bunch of them in there. Say you're out in your yard and you want to collect queens to sell, right? If you got mated queens to sell, go around, find her, get them in a cage, and you don't even have to touch her. You don't even have to touch her. You could, if you wanted a marker, you could take one of those markers, those catching markers, put over to give her a dot of paint. You don't even have to manhandle these things. My fingers are too fat. I'm not delicate with these fingers. So I have hurt queens. And then you got a queen, you fooled around for a whole month developing in her and this and that, and then you got to get fumbly and break a wing or leg or some stupid thing, you know. So that's what's going on. I got to get out here and feed some bees today. And boy, they're drinking syrup, guys, like crazy. We still got a little bloom coming in. And oh man, I had a nice little surprise the other day. Right in February, I think it was December, somewhere in there, we had a couple of hard freezes here. And I had started some mimosa. They are blooming now. They're probably about done. Martin was telling me he's got some over by his place. Hippie John's got some over here. Hippie John is being a little sluggish. He hasn't given me a report on those blooming, how they're going. Martin thinks these are about over with now, but they're bringing in a lot of nectar. He's researched it. He said it's got a unique flavor to the honey. But I want to get some more going, and I told Hippie John I want to start some more seed. He said, I will harvest you some seed, no worries. I've got a spot out here that's full of biochar and stuff. I quit gardening, guys. I quit eating vegetables, okay? Once I became carnivore and I found the values of that, I don't eat vegetables anymore. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I'm over it, guys. I don't eat vegetables. I don't eat fruits. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat Dunkin' Donuts. I don't eat cake. I don't eat any of that stuff. I just went to a Easter party. They had mountains of that stuff there, of carbs, mountains of carbs. I had no desire to eat it. I said, it looked good. They had strawberry cheesecake there. It all looked good, okay. But I have actually converted my body right now to fat adapted. I am fat adapted. So my body now craves fats. I buy those big, I buy what's on sale. But here lately, I've been buying some really good deals. The butcher let me in on a secret. I kept bitching about these ribeyes. I love ribeyes, the great big fatty ones. I'll sit at noontime and eat a pound and a half of ribeye. And all that big chunks of fat all the way around that steak, I consume all that. I buy bone in, and all that meat stuck to that bone, and that sinew that's stuck to the bone, that gristly sinew, I gnaw that stuff off of that bone like a wolf, and I eat that too. That is joint replacement therapy, if anybody wants to know. Duh, it is. Instead of buying collagen pills and stuff, like eat the fatty portions and eat all that sinew and stuff on those bones if you can. Yes, so that's what I do, and I feel so good. I feel so good on no carb diet. It's unbelievable, guys. I'll be 74 in May, so make sure you send me a birthday card, okay? Or at least wish me a happy birthday. You can do that, can't you, in May? May 19th, by the way. I'm a Taurus. Yeah, I married a Scorpio, and my mother told me way back in the day, she was into all that stuff, you know. What's the sign? Whose sign is this? Whose sign? What's compatible? What isn't? And so I told her, I said, I got a new girlfriend. She never did like my other girlfriends. My God, she says, where did you find that one? I said, I don't know. She found me, I think. Anyway, she says, this seems like a nice girl there. What's her sign? I said, what do you mean, what's her sign? When was she born? And I told her, and she says, oh my God. Oh my God. I said, what, Mom? What? She's a Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, okay. What does that mean, Mom? You're a Taurus. Okay, Mom, what does that mean? You are not compatible. You are not compatible. I'm telling you right now, get rid of her and move on. You are not compatible, all right? I said, well, so far we're getting along pretty good. Oh, Mom, rest in peace, Mom. God bless you, Mom, rest in peace. But here we are, guys. This year, October 20, Miss Daisy and I will be together 50 flipping years, okay, 50 years. Mom, I don't know if we're not compatible, Mom. Rest in peace, Mom. I don't know who is, okay? I don't know who is. So maybe that whole theory about Scorpios and Tauruses not getting along, it may be all BS. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd show you this, guys, and tell you that little story. But yeah, this is not airtight, by the way, because I found out after I blew this little hole through here. I only did it on one. I think it'll be fine. I think they'll just walk down the tube and walk into a cage or walk over. You could catch a bunch of queens and stick these things in your pocket. They can breathe fine through that foam. Stick them in your pocket, and then wherever you want to go to distribute them, you can pull that plug and let them crawl in, right? All right, today is, I made a bunch of these plugs with a backer board. The backer board stuff, yeah. Oh, I got another story for you. You're going to love this one. Yeah, I thought I'd share this little story with you guys. What a crazy way to start your week. Miss Daisy and I got up Monday morning, and you know, I told you before did something goofy to my arm. Got impingement or something up in here, right? It's been going on for a week since I started cutting the 1/4-inch backer board using a scribing tool. Pay attention to this one, guys, because this probably happened to you, and you'll probably get out there and get gung-ho and start doing backer board lids to your hives, which is a pretty cool lid. I'm telling you, I like it. But we had an issue, like I told you, with this overdoing it, right? So Monday morning we wake up, Miss Daisy and I said, I don't feel like making breakfast, do you? She said, no, not really. You hungry? Yeah. Why don't we just hit the diner? Yeah, let's do that. She loves me to take her out. Loves that. We'll never pass down a dinner date, okay? So off we go to our favorite diner, and we finished up. I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee. And she says, how's that arm, by the way? I said, it's still tingling, numb. You still got numbness. She said, man, that's going on forever. I said, yeah. I said, what was weird this morning, I checked my blood pressure every morning, just not because I'm all paranoid. I just want to monitor it, how it's going. I suggest you guys do the same thing. Can't take control of your own health, you know? All part of the maintenance program. It's great that we have healthy beehives, but let's keep the beekeeper going too, you know? So I was like 140/90, and I said, whoa, what's up with that? What did I do to screw that up? And I think what I did to screw that up was being concerned about this shoulder. This shoulder's been aggravating. So we're sitting there, and she asked me about the shoulder. I said, yeah, I still got tingly numbness going down all the way down. And then I said, what's really weird is I had a higher blood pressure this morning. What was that? I said, 140/90. She goes, whoa. I said, yeah, that's higher than normal. And now I'm getting numbness and tingling in my lip on this side, a little bit in my cheek. She said, whoa, red flag. You're going to the ER. I said, you think? I said, I've been a little concerned about this because I went online and looked at stroke symptoms. And what I got going on is a stroke symptom. She said, you're heading to ER, bud, and I'm driving. So off we go. That was like, we hit the ER about, she dropped me off. She come right up by the front door and dropped me off. Of course, she had to drive way out and park and then walk in. And her back's been screwed up. Anyway, we get in there. I walk up to the front desk. Can I help you, sir? I already had my license and my insurance card in my hand. And I laid them down on the counter there. And I said, I've got an issue going on. What's that? I've got numbness coming down this arm. And I've got some tingling in my lips. And on this tingling on this side. And my blood pressure was 140/90 this morning when I checked it. She says, she hands me the cards back. She says, follow me. So we go back around and about, all back in there, and end up in this serious looking room, okay? They had the beds, they had all kind of stuff in there going on, and a bunch of, you know, official looking doctor guys walking around. And at first she says something to one of the nurses there. Okay, okay, we'll get on it, get on it. So they come right over and sit down here, sir. They throw a cuff on me and start asking me questions. Okay, okay. They checked my blood pressure. It wasn't too stupid crazy. It was high, but it wasn't too crazy. And next thing I know, she wheels up a wheelchair. Get in this thing, sir. So they start wheeling me around. And I said, my wife is parking the vehicle. She'll be in a minute. And they said, okay, we'll get her and we'll bring her back. So they started checking me, asking me a million questions. And I explained to them about cutting the backer board and this and that. I said, how long have you had it? It's been going on over a week now, this arm situation. I said, I've done this sort of thing in the past, and it goes on and on. When you tweak one of these, you pick up a bow and arrow on a cold muscle, and you pull it, having a brain fart, okay? Yeah, you can tweak something, and when you do, it's with you for a while, okay? So I just assumed it was that. So I had stroke symptoms. So they went back, started hooking me up with this and that. And then they eventually, they put a monitor on me so they can monitor me 24/7. They said, you're getting admitted. I said, what does that mean? Oh, you're spending the night. Really? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we're waiting for a room because we got 200 people right now waiting for a room. Way to go, Ron DeSantis. God love you. But he's flooding, folks. He's flooding the state with so many people. We don't have any enough personnel to handle what we got going on. And then we got famous Joe, right? Brain dead ice cream eater. He's letting all these illegals in, flooding our system too. This is a beauty. So they're getting strung out pretty thin down there at ER and wherever. I mean, doctors. God bless them, but they got their plate full, let me tell you. And so anyway, I ended up spending the night. Bottom line is, Steve-O ain't having a stroke, okay? I'm not having a stroke. That was the bottom line. It took all friggin' night, all the way, guys, till the next morning. I met Dr. Ken came in, old Dr. Ken. He started asking me a ton of questions. I bet I explained this numb shoulder to at least a dozen or more people, guys, while I was in there overnight and into the next day. I didn't get out of there until about 10 the next day. 10 the next day. And I didn't get in a bed until probably, they didn't have me in a room, in a bed, till about 7 that night. Yeah, from about 7 in the morning till about 7 at night. I got in a room and got my little gown, and I had a nut job, guys, a nut job in a bed next to me. Good thing there was a curtain there, okay? Because if there wasn't, I probably would have got out of there. And I was on the 3rd story of this hospital. I probably would have knocked the window out, guys. Grabbed this drama queen dude and thrown him out the window. I mean, that's how bad it was. I didn't even want to look at this guy. I didn't want to peek around the corner and see this guy. All I did was listen to this guy. What a flippin' nut job. And come to find out the guy was an alcoholic. One more reason, guys, probably to stop drinking. Hello. Probably stop drinking because the guy was an alcoholic going through withdrawal symptoms, okay? And pushing the stupid nurse button every 5 minutes, wearing these poor people. The guy come in there and had a male nurse, Joe, at the beginning when I first went in there. And of course, he dialed me in. He got on the computer, he enlisted the whole thing, what I had going on, and all that. And so, yeah, Joe was there, and Joe was having to deal with this guy every few minutes. And he kept telling him, sir, the medication hasn't kicked in yet. You have to wait. No, I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack as we speak. I'll be dead by daybreak. You got to do something. You got to do something now. The guy was and then he started hyperventilating. And then Joe says, hey, stop breathing like that. I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack. And he said, no, you're not. You're hyperventilating because you're doing it yourself. Now stop it. Oh my God, guys, it was unbelievable what a baby candy ass this sumbitch was. It was unbelievable. I've never seen nothing like it. I've seen people get fingers cut off on a job site and be less of a bitch baby than this dude was. He needed his ass kicked so bad, guys, it was unbelievable. But anyway, I didn't kick his ass. I didn't even look at him. I just dealt with it. And they kept medicating this guy. And then I had to go down in the middle of the night and they had to shove me in one of these, you've seen, what do they call the MRIs or imaging things? It's a tunnel you go through and it sounds like a machine gun, a hammer in there. If you guys have been through any of that. I've been in them before. And it's claustrophobic as heck. I mean, the thing is, this tube is just, and your face is right here. They haven't changed this at all. I mean, they have the big donut things now they can put you in, they call open MRI. I told the dude, I said, man, I can get claustrophobic in that thing. I mean, he said, no worry, buddy, no worry. I got the juice. I said, but you need to get in this machine so we can really check it out. You could have a brain bleed. You could have a freaking cancer tumors in there. We don't know what's in that melon top of yours until we get you in this tube. I said, well, give me the juice, Bruce. He said, I'll fix you up, bro. Don't worry about it. So he came in there. He stuffed the port in my arm first thing when I walked in, right? So he comes up. I see him with these 2 syringe deal. He lays them there. He shoots 2 of these things in me, and guys, within less than 2 minutes, I didn't care if you stuffed me in a 55-gallon drum and threw me in the ocean. I didn't care. I was feeling good. I went in this tube, and he said, now it's going to be loud in there, but he said, I got earplugs. Well, when I laid down on this thing on my back, there was this cup plate thing, whatever, and I set my skull in that. And then he had earmuff kind of things, but then he had these 2 blocks, like hard rubber blocks that went in, or something like that, but put pressure. And then when he shoved these other 2 blocks in like wedges, I mean, my skull was just like tight in there. And I mean, my hearing just totally, you couldn't hear nothing because it was out. But that thing is so loud in there, I could hear pretty good hammering, machine gun hammering. It felt like somebody was beating on this thing with a sledgehammer. And then bang, bang, bang with a claw hammer. And, you know, it was just unreal. But it's been eons since I was in one of those. So he said, we're gonna be taking a picture of your skull for about 19 minutes, and then we're gonna do your neck. Apparently, they're looking at the neck for any obstructions, probably with the carotids. And so after that was all done, we got out of there, went back, and then they said they were going to do an echo thing on my heart and all that. That never did happen, but they put on this monitor device. It's remote, and they just call out a number. They pick up the phone, and they call this dude on the other end receiving this info. I've got unit so-and-so, so-and-so, and then my name. Okay, he hangs up. He said it's on him now, and what they do is put 4, I think it was 4, 6, I forget, big round disc, and they had a little nipple coming out. You plug in a cord to that, looked like a gator clip on that. So they can monitor that through a computer on the other end of the world, okay, in another room. So that was on me from, I don't know, probably midday all the way to the next day. They monitor you overnight to see exactly what you're doing, everything. And then they came in before I got settled into the room. The girl came in and she had a device, and they, I don't know what you call it. They put jelly on a deal, and she goes around and checks the carotid arteries. You can hear your heart rushing through this machine. You can hear it, and then you can see the screen. She has you look one way, and then she does this side, and then she look this way. She does this carotid artery here. It's pretty wild. You can hear the blood rushing through every time your heart beats. It was kind of wild. Anyway, the bottom line is I've got an impingement in the shoulder, just like I thought. I told them, I said, I could poke around this numbed arm. I can come up. There's trigger points in this forearm. I'm feeling the tension in there. I come up in this bicep. I'm feeling it there. And then I prod around in here, and right there, I said, it feels like somebody's shoving a 2-inch needle right into that shoulder blade or shoulder joint. Okay, yep. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the bottom line is, he said, well, you're hypertension. You got a little hypertension. Yeah. Well, where am I at? I'm in here white coating it inside this building. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah. And then they came back, and finally, I got the final report the next day. You've got a little bit of plaque building up in your carotids at your age. At your age, it's normal though, but here's the big Bertha but. You need to be coming in annually to do another check on those to see, because we have your records. We want to see if that's building up. I told this doctor, he said, what's your lifestyle? I went through it. He said, well, what do you eat? I told him, I said, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I am a carnivore. He said, huh? Okay, here's a modern doctor guy. God bless him. Dr. Ken, God bless him. He says, so what do you consume? I said, meat. Well, what about the fruits and veggies? Don't need them. Huh? He looked at me, guys, like, this dude is an alien from the evil planet Ecateka. Okay? That's the way he's looking at it. And I said, I know how you feel, Doc. I said, but have you ever heard of Dr. Ken Berry? Nope. How about Sarah Salvador? Nope. What about Anthony Chaffee? No. What about Dr. Sean Baker? No. I said, well, if you'll pull up any of those people, okay, any of those people, they're all carnivores, okay? And they are some beautiful people, okay? They are beautiful people. They are in great shape. They are also all carnivores. They don't eat any veggies. They don't eat fruits. They eat meat. Meat is the nutrient-dense diet human beings need to eat. He was like, oh my goodness. Okay, well, I said, that's just my spin, Doc. Everybody's got a different spin. That's mine, okay? And he started talking cholesterol medications, and I really tweaked his nipples with this one, guy. I said, he started talking cholesterol medication. I said, I've had that crap before. That's what I told him. I said, I've had that crap before, huh? Yeah, I had I had plantar fasciitis issue and carpal tunnel problems. I got off all that junk, and those problems went away. So what does that tell you? It's freaking poison. As far as I'm concerned, cholesterol medication, it's one of the biggest scams ever played on the American people. He just got a very concerned look, guys. Very concerned look. And I just said, listen, I've been around and around with my primary on this issue. He came from the same school you did. And I don't think any of you people in the high command that have got that doctorate degree that got more than 2 or 3 leaflets on nutrition. He didn't argue with me, guys. He said, well, what do you eat? He said, what's your, I told him. He said, you know what? and I said, I walk every day, by the way. I'm at the gym every day. And the only reason I'm at the gym, I said, because the sand gnats and the friggin' deer flies are too mean out in the woods. So I go in an air-conditioned building and get in my mile or so hike every day. He said, man, I like the way you think. I like the way you think. I said, well, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, okay? I was just flat out, guys, straight up with this dude. No BS. It's just, I said, this is just me. Well, I suggest that you do this and this. I said, hey, I'm all with you on the decisions. And I said, I will pop your hypertension medication. He said, I'm going to write a script for cholesterol medication and hypertension medication. Now, what you do with that cholesterol medication is up to you. I said, well, I'll fill it. I'll fill the script, whatever. And guess what, guys? He said, I want you to take a baby aspirin a day. I said, okay, I'll take a baby aspirin a day. All right, low dose. I think it's 81 milligrams. I'll do it, you know. Would you believe, guys, I got all three of them drugs. And even the baby aspirin from my pharmacist. It's only a 30-day supply, though. Anyway, that's the little story of my deal there. And thank God that guy next to me lived through it, because I was ready to pitch him right out that flipping window. There was a curtain there, and the nurse would come over because he's hitting the button constantly. Come in, yeah, what do you need? What do you need, sir? What do you need? I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying. Sir, you're not dying. I'm looking at the monitor. You're not dying. You are going through withdrawal symptoms. How many beers did you have before you came in here? I don't. Doctor goes, this young guy, Joe, he's a nurse practitioner, right? He said, we're friends here. Don't BS me, okay? How many beers did you have? He said, I had one. He said, you had more than one. Don't lie to me. You had, yeah, I had two. Well, kind of end up a conversation. He said he had four. And then Joe said, yeah, probably 4 6-packs. Okay? You're going through withdrawals, dude. Okay? That's it. Let the medication work. And so later on, I had to go into the tunnel. And then Joe shot me up on the way in the hall. He caught me in the hall, and he told that guy that was pushing me in the wheelchair, he said, come over here. I got to give him something before you go in that chamber over there. So he come over, and he shot me with a juice. And Joe said, you'll be feeling good in a second, Steve. Okay. And I said, what's up with that dude next to me, Joe? He says, well, he's going through withdrawal. He's a freaking alcoholic, and I see him about once a month in here. He comes in here dying. And it was funny. The guy told him, he says, he's talking to me through the curtain. He says, the reason I'm in here, man, and he's dropping F-bombs every 2 minutes, dropping F-bomb. And he says, the reason I'm in here, I had a colonoscopy 2 years ago, and I was 300 and some pounds. And after the colonoscopy, he said I went down to 180. I got to thinking, yeah, you're full of crap. That's why they flushed you out. And he's going, there's some, they put a bug inside me when I was in there, and it's a toxic bug they put in me, and now I'm infested. I think I'm full of parasites. I said to the nurse quietly, he had finally went to sleep over. They gave him enough drugs to pass him out, and I said to her, she came in and I pointed over there. I went like this when I went. She goes, oh yeah, he's there. And I said, he was just saying he's full of parasites. Do you guys, I'm just kind of curious. I've never heard about this. I said, when you take a dog or cat to the veterinarian, first thing they do is stick a plug up their butt and see if they got parasites. Do you guys ever do that with human beings? Yeah, we do it all the time. I said, really? I said, I've never heard of that. I said, he's claiming he's full of parasites. I said, I think he's just plain friggin' nuts. She says, he's nuts, yeah. God bless the nurses in this country, guys. They put up with so much. It's unbelievable. So if you ever get sick, get in a hospital. I know you're not going to be feeling well or whatever, but please don't give them poor nurses any grief. Just thank them, and God bless them, you know. I just had to share this little story. So old Steve-O, the man upstairs, is going to keep me going. He's going to keep me working bees because I told him I can't be out there. And I told him when I was walking in that place, I said, help me through this, Lord, because I got to keep going. I got to keep working these bees. And he gave me, ESP guys, he gave me a calm feeling like everything's going to be okay, bro. Hang in there. All right. I just had to pass it along. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting windy today, guys. Anyway, I got to get out here and do some stuff. I got bees to feed. I'm going to build a cloak board today. I have those 8-frame boxes out here. I was looking at those the other day. I'm going to start setting them up. I told Miss Daisy, I went out in line and looked. Interior feeder. I don't have any interior feeders in stock at all. But for my cell builder, I want an interior feeder in the bottom chamber, all right? When I put on that cloak board, the feeder is going to be on top. As you know, all my feeders, all my lids have a hole in the top. And the latest ones with these backer boards, see that little 1/4-inch backer board? I saved the drill hole plugs and just put them on a piece of scab pallet wood is all I do. I glue them on Bondtite 3, right? So anyway, yeah, I want to build some more backer. I want to take some more backer board. I need more lids. I've got 20 in the field now, and they're working out beautifully. Maybe 6 months I'm going to go, this is a bad idea, but I don't think so. I think these are going to work up, jam up. Mart, he carved out 20-some, I think, for his nukes, his 2-frame nukes. He got some 2-frame nukes from me a year or so ago. And so he whacked out a bunch of them. He likes them. So anyway, I'm going to cut some more lids, but I'm going to cut a couple lids for these 8-frame hives I've got. They're beefy beehives, okay? Just like I build all the others, and they're in 8-frame configuration. I think I got 4 or 6 boxes out there. Well, I'm going to take 2 of them boxes and make a queen right cell builder for making queen cells, okay? We're going to make some queens. I'm going to play with it. My stock is down right now. If I combined a bunch of bees, I could crank up a cell builder, but right now I don't. But I've got these girls coming on, so I want to do 2 things. I want to find out who the best girl is out here. I'm going to make a breeder out of her, okay? We'll isolate her in a 5. And what I will do there is also, I'll use her to harvest eggs from, larvae from. We'll put in a frame of dark leathery brood. I'm going to start harvesting some of those in these hives. I see one, I'll grab it. If I see a solid pollen frame out there, you need these components for making up a cell builder. So keep that in mind. You're going to need pollen frames, all right? And you're going to need some tough, leathery old frames for robbing larvae, because when you go in with your Chinese tool or your German tool, you need a solid, strong bottom on those things, and you're not going to have that with brand new fresh comb, fresh foundation. They're soft, you tear holes in them, yada yada. Okay, you'll find that out as you're queen breeding. So I'll be harvesting that stuff, and what we'll do is keep them in a freezer. As we need them, we'll pull them out a day or so ahead, let them thaw, and get them in the hives. But we'll have a fresh pollen frame, honey frame next to our grafts. So those bees, those nurse bees, can grab that material they need and feed those larvae. So anyway, I'm going to make up a cloak board. I will make up backer board lids for that builder. I'll probably make 2 of those, or chop the rest into 5-frame nuke top lids. I think 1/4 inch is all I'll ever need for those hive lids. And I'm going to make, like I say, a cloak board. I'll probably get on that project today. When I do, I'll show you that, show how I'm going to incorporate it into an 8-frame configuration box. But I may not graft for a month or so because I want to get 2 boxes slam full of bees, top and bottom. I want that thing cooking big time. You can accomplish queens in a 5 for small scale, but the more the merrier. I mean, you want these cells slam full of royal jelly. I mean, that's how you're going to accomplish a good homemade queen, guys, is getting them nurse bees to cram themselves full of royal jelly. I've seen these breeders, and I bought them from these guys that are locally. There's no royal jelly in the tops of them. The queens aren't going to be superior queens. Yeah. So, that's the plan today. All right, let me finish these queen catcher tubes. I just had to show you my latest little loopy thing to do. Buy these if you like them. Buy them. They're not airtight, like I said, and so I don't even know. I melted a little hole in so I can blow the queen through, but probably won't even need to do that because I put my finger over this end and put my mouth on this end and blew, and air comes shooting out this crack right here where they snapped them together. You can see these points here where they lock together, snap together to hold them together. They're kind of a chintzy thing. I don't know if, I think originally they had a glass blower blowing these things. And I'm not sure. They all could be plastic like this. I don't know. But this little China-made thing, I think is going to work absolutely fantastic. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for coming by the base camp. God bless you. Hang in there. Work them bees. Be happy. Be strong. We got to keep getting her on. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.